Sripada Srivallabha Charithamrutham, Chapter 23, Part 2. The Greatness of Shiva. The form of Shiva in the 11 Shiva Kshetras in Andhra Pradesh. Shiva is the personification of the 11 Rudras. There are 11 Shiva Kshetras in Andhra Pradesh. Visiting them will confer great benefit. They are Nageshwara in the Britashila Nagaram, Mallikarjuna in Srisailam, Bhimeshwara in Dwarakashramam, Ramalingeshwara in Shriramam, Amaralingeshwara in Amaravati, Koti Palishwara in Kotipalli Kshetram, Kukuteshwara in Pitikapuram, Mahanandishwara in Mahanandi, Kaleshwara in Kaleshwaram, Kalahastishwara in Sri Kalahasti, Tripurantakeshwara in Tripurantakam. In reality, there is no image for Shiva. The Shivalinga is nothing but the form of light, glowing in all souls. The crystal linga is the purity enshrined in the form of a pure mind, achieved after Siddhi, that is perfection. Rudra, who helps us to bestow knowledge to the brain encased in our head, is called Kapali. The nerves that spread from the brain downwards up to the neck are called Rudra Jhadas. Shiva in the form of an Hatha Yogi is called Lukulisha. Shiva goes begging alms and through it he takes away the sin of the souls. Shiva dances in the ecstatic in tune with the great vibrations of the musical rhythm creation, substance and liquidation process. Therefore, Shiva is called Nataraja. Shiva is also grand salvation, which brings the greatest bliss. Chit means mind. Ambara means sky or cloth. Chidambara is the one who is in the form of sky. The sky which you behold in the vast universe is the form of Rudra. The 12 Jyotirlingas represent the 12 signs of the zodiac. So, Shiva is time personified. 8 directions are the 8 embodiments of the form of Chitaksha. The 5 elements are his 5 faces, the 5 sensory organs, the 5 functional organs, and the mind put together become 11 Rudra potencies. They are called as Ekadasha Rudra. The image of Uma Maheshwara is the perennial, benevolent and beautiful form. The form of Tripurantaka is one that destroys the 3 qualities. The wisdom eye is the 3rd eye. During the profound peaceful meditation in the Samadhi state, the holiness that constantly flows out is the very holy Mother Ganges, that is in the coils of the hair on the head of Lord Shiva. The form of perennial couple Shiva Parvati is the zodiac sign Mithuna. When the star Arudra shines in the sky, Shiva grants his darshan. One has to cross the Vrishabha zodiac sign before reaching Mithuna sign. That Vrishabha is Nandishwara, that is the personification of Dharma. The light that shines between the eyebrow in the crescent moon that adorns the forehead. On account of yogic state, lust is conquered. The difference between the male and the female genders is destroyed and an unfound position is reached. The position is in the form of Ardhanarishwara. During the time of Lingodbhava, a camphor fire sparkled as divine light in the 1000-petaled Sahasra Chakra. Linga means the subtle body hidden in the gross body. The Vedas affirm that it shines like a light. The secrets of Shiva worship can be only known by a regular disciplined practice and the grace of a guru. Just as there is a physical Pitikapuram, there is another golden Pitikapuram that is formed out of heavenly illumination, that is constructed by my consciousness. The devotees and wise men who constantly remember me can know about it from experience. Irrespective of the great distances where they reside, they will become resident of the golden Pitikapuram. I am always easily accessible to them. The priest who saw in the Kukuteshwara temple in physical Pitikapuram are born from the origin of the Pramada Ganas. There are many hordes of devils, ghosts and spirits. For one who practices yoga or worship Sripada Srivallabha, these devils and ghosts will create disturbances. Those who get over those obstacles are indeed fortunate. I told many a time that a Mahasamastan will be established in the house of my maternal grandfather. My will is very infectious, like rows of ants. Millions of devotees and groups of yogis will visit my Sanstan. I only will decide who and when, how many and in what mode they will come. It is utterly false to think that simply because they are resident of Pitikapuram, they can come and go to Sripada Srivallabha Samsthanam and have darshan. My grace showers ambrosia on worthy ones. It will be like a mirage to the unworthy ones. Chapter 24. Explanation of Ardhanarishwara Tattva. Afterwards, I asked Sri Dharmagupta to explain me the inner meaning of various ornaments and weapons of Shiva. Dharmagupta narrated, Shankarvat, a cord and a hook are the main weapons of Ganapati. A disc is a principal weapon of Vishnu. A trident is an important weapon of Shiva. The trident has 3 sharp prongs. They are in the form of flames of fire. All the 3 prongs are joined together at the bottom to become a single handle for the trident. Those 3 prongs indicate Sattva, Rajas and Tamas gunas. In fact, their unity is beyond the 3 attributes. The trident indicates this inner meaning. Besides, blood flow through the Ida and Pingala nerves and reaches the point between the eyebrows in the head. The points where the 3 nerves Ida, Pingala and Sushmita meet, they are called the Triveni Sangama. This is the center of Brahma Janana. This is the inner meaning of the trident. Shiva has an ornament called Nagabharana. When the Kundalini power arises up, one gets the 8 siddhis. Shiva is called Nagabharana to indicate the Kundalini, which is in the shape of a serpent. Shiva is also named as Ishvara. All the great siddhis are dangerous, just like serpents, since he kept them under his control and utilized them for the welfare of the world. Shiva also got the name of Ishvara. The Dhamaru is tied to the trident of Shiva. The sky has the quality of sound. The vibrations of sound travel in the sky. Vibrations emerge when we chant or hear the mantra jap. Those vibrations cause sounds, reassembling the sound from the Dhamaru of Lord Shiva in our ears. Repeated recitation of the mantra gives happiness to the yogi. In that ineffable joy, he dances. To indicate this, Parameshwara holds a Dhamaru. The Agnya Chakra, located in the middle of the eyebrows, is the center of all knowledge. A wise man can acquire supernatural vision when this chakra unfolds in him. A yogi will be able to understand the past, present and the future through this chakra. The Agnya Chakra is the 3rd eye of Parameshwara. If this knowledge eye, it will become possible to overcome the Cupid, the deities of sensual desires. It is said that Shiva resides in a burial ground. When all his desires are burned to ashes by the fire of the yogi, a yogi will experience the state of nirvana, bringing forth profound peace. Knowledge or wisdom is compared with the white color, that is vibhuti. A person gets into pure wisdom when his thoughts and desires are extinguished. He gains happiness from it. The purification through wisdom takes place in the 4 stages. They are the natural, supernatural, spiritual and mental planes. To indicate this, devotee of Shiva wear 4 lines of holy ashes on their forehead. There is a supreme medicine called Silajit, which looks like a jelly. Those who eat it will remain eternal young. During ancient times, the sage called Silad was living by eating stones and later took birth as Nandishwara. Sri Krishna was born in the Rohini star in Vrishabha Rasi. The star Aurudra is the place of Rudra. Mithuna Rashi signifies the phenomenon of Ardhanarishwara. Vrishabha Rasi appears prior to Mithuna Rasi in the sky. That Vrishabha is Nandishwara. Nandi shows the form of Dharma. Shiva burnt Manmadha, who belonged to the lower nature and who was a personification of lust. Then Manmadha became formless and associated with the sacred marital dharma of the higher nature. That was the reason why Krishna took discipleship under sage Upanyu and worshipped Shiva very sincerely. And with the grace of Shiva, Krishna had a son named Pradyumna through Rukmini. This Pradyumna was called Manmadha of the lower nature in his previous birth. Vrishabha Rasi is the house of both Manmadha and Kama. All religious desires belong to the higher nature. To make it known that it is in accordance with the Dharma to satisfy those religious desires, a ritual known as Visishtagnya is performed. The frightful tantric siddhas and powers are as dangerous as the tigers. Shiva kept those tantric siddhis and powers under his control. The tiger is a vehicle of Shakti. As a sign that he kept Shakti under control as his consort, Shiva wears the skin of a tiger. The secret Ganges who dwell in Shiva's hair brides signifies pure Brahma Janana, the peripheral flow of intelligence and the attainment of immortality. The crescent moon on the Shiva's head signifies the great blissful, joyous and profound tranquility result from the external consciousness. Therefore, the nature of Chandrakaladhara is the source of attainment of immortality and a state of ineffable happiness. The inner meaning of Ardhanarishwara Tattva is that the life force which enables people to live is divided into two. It remains as ovum in the uterus form of a female and a sperm in a male, and the combination of these two, a living creature is produced. However, in creation, an earthworm consists both mother and father constituencies with a single body. In both men and women, the natures of female and males coexist. It must be noted that on the right side of the body, masculine powers dwell, and on the left, female power dwells. It should be recognized that the power in the form of breath that circulates on the right side is Pingala Nadi, and the power that circulates in the left side is Ishada Nadi. During pranayama, when the breath is inhaled from the right side, heat is generated in the body. Therefore, it is called Surya Nadi. When the breath is inhaled from the left side, the body cools down. Therefore, it is called Chandra Nadi. In the body of the Kalapurush, the 6 months that give heat extending from Mesha Rashi to Tula Rashi in the zodiac are regarded as the Surya Nadi. The other 6 months from the Ashwayu to Palguna is considered as Chandra Nadi. We should understand that by the motion of the sun and the moon, the full moon and the new moon phases are formed. Through breathing practices, a yogi can achieve in his body all the existence in the wheel of time. He can get the knowledge of time which enables him to be aware of the past, present and future. This wheel of time is to be recognized as Ardhanarishwara Tattva and as an inseparable couple. Night and day, full moon and the new moon, and all such things appear in succession one after the other. One is the basis for the other. There can be no day without night, and vice versa. Ardhanarishwara, as the mother and the father, cause for the emergence of the infinite creation. The inner meaning of calling Shiva the destroyer, he is the basis for the old creation to exist and the new creation to come into existence. Changes in the creation come about naturally. The advent of a new creation, its continuance for some time, and again inhalation are inescapable. In order to attain all the astras, shastras and mantras mentioned in the Atharvana Veda, one should have the grace of Ishana Rudra, who is the lord of all the faculties of Astra and Shastra. Thus concluded Sri Dharmagupta. I asked Sri Dharmagupta to explain in detail about the close connection between the star Avrudra and Shiva Parvati. Then he again stated, narrating, Rudra appears as a hunter holding a bow and chasing a running deer. This figure is visible in the Arudra star in the sky. He looks like a hunter. The effect of the movement of planets. The image of Rudra in the form of a hunter can be seen in the consultation that exists at the corner between the zodiac houses of Gemini and Cancer. When malefic planets like Saturn, Mars and Rahu move near this constellation, wars that spread across the entire globe and massive devastations take place. Battles between Devas and demons and the Mahabharata war took place during such planetary movements. Kala Samhara Murti, the dareful Rudra who holds the bow, was described in the Vedas as a form of Manayu. The weapon of the Rudra is not the trident, only the bow is his weapon. In the month of Magha, 14th moon phase that comes before the new moon is called Mahashivratri. The 14th moon phase that comes before every month's new moon is named as Masa Shivratri. We will continue from here in the next episode. Om Sai Ram.